Hey everybody, welcome to BizChicksTV. This is the place to be for tips, tools, strategies, and everything you need to build a profitable business that's fun to run and to take the hassle out of your hustle. Today is Tuesday. That means the digital diva is in the house. We are going to learn some things about social media and digital marketing and things that you need to know to grow your business today. So, with that, we're going to be talking to TJ today. She's going to be talking to us about the state of business in 2022. Get a pen, get a paper, put your seat in its upright position, and let's get ready to learn. TJ.
Hey everybody, welcome back to this week. We talk about marketing on Tuesday, so I'm glad everybody's here. I was just clicking on some things and getting ready. So let me tell you, this is National Small Business Week. And it's what was yesterday? The second? So the second through the seventh, I believe. And there is I think on smallbusiness.gov. I had the link. I don't have it, but I'll put it in the chat where they have a conference. I signed up for it. It's an all week. I think it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So they have some good lineup. There's some good speakers and everything. I don't know if they're going to have a replay. I missed some of the stuff yesterday, but I will put the link in after we're done so you can go and sign up. So it's National Small Business Week. And I was like, okay, let's talk about what's going on with business in 2022, because now we're according to Dr. Fauci and others, they're saying we're coming out of the pandemic into endemic, which means that there's not much of a panic as far as the pandemic. It's more of a, we have to manage it in the way that we're managing it. And you can tell wherever you're living that things are, people are going out and doing this and doing that, and it's up to you whether you wear the mask or not. We're not going to discuss that, but what we are going to talk about is what's going on with small business, because because of the pandemic, things were shut down, businesses were temporarily closed, some went out of business. There's a lot of things going on. So I did find this article I want to share on NASDAQ, and I the title caught me, so I'm going to show it to you so you can see the title too and see if it's going to catch you. All right, can we see that? Does it need to be a little bigger?
I see it.
Okay. I want to zoom it because that font they used is so light.
Yes, it's
Okay,
very
there we go.
light.
Let's try that.
Mm-hmm.
Let me check. I'm making sure that, okay, that's better. So NASDAQ. This is an article on NASDAQ. I will put that in the chat. I can do that now. But the title, look at that. The small business economy is set to soar in 2022. Now you can't get more like positive than that. And let me put this.
And that's pretty good though, because because there's others who are a little doom and gloom, and we're
Yeah.
like, we ain't gotta be on the doom and gloom wagon.
Yes. So I mean, I saw this and I was like, okay, it's National Business Week. I was gonna make a post yesterday. I forgot to do it because I had so many things going on, and my iPad I think is locked. So my notes. Hold on. Yeah, it's locked. Like, why is it not turning? So I want to see my notes. So I like that title. What do you think of it?
I think it's great because it gives you hope. The small business economy is set to soar in 2022.
Right. And this was published December 20, 2021. So this was a few months ago. And I thought that was like an excellent title.
So by them saying it's set to soar means that we still have something we got to do, but it is set up for you to win in 2022.
Right. And the opportunity is there, people. This is what I want to say. Even if you're already in business, the opportunity is there for growth. But if you're not, you've ever said, "Oh, I want to do a business. I always want to do a business," and you never did it. And it's like everybody thinks, "Well, the time is over." Like they say about YouTube, "Oh, you can't do anything on this is the best time for YouTube, for Facebook, for anything." This right now. So you can
Right.
start right now. So I love that this title was, and there's some numbers here I want to show you. I don't know, I could just say it. So they're saying that Intuit had a 2021 new business insight report. They said 17 million new small businesses will be formed in 2022. And they're
And
saying a lot of that is micro businesses, those with between
right.
1 and 5 employees.
You
Right?
know, there's a lot of people who want to be the big corporation, but it's the little micro and small businesses that are keeping everything thriving.
Right. So
Hmm.
they're saying, so Intuit did a survey saying that it's right here. Some 83% of the people surveyed by Intuit wanted to start a business, said COVID accelerated their plans to start a business.
Mm.
So remember, and also the starts out with the Great Resignation. Remember that the Great Resignation happened where people are like, I'm sick and tired of it, and I don't like my job. I'm gonna quit. I might not have a job, but I'm gonna quit and I'm gonna find another job. And they have, or they started a micro business. So they're saying 83% of the people surveyed said they want to start a business. And the thing is, they want to start the business and they accelerated their plan. So you can want the business, but you got to take a step.
Right.
You got to have some action. So they're saying people are starting their action.
And they're getting out and they're doing it.
Right. So there's a quote here from Executive Vice President of Intuit Small Business and Self-Employed Group. He says, when the pandemic hit, we saw an unprecedented number of new businesses formed as millions of people spotted new opportunities brought on by the new normal or reevaluated their priorities. Then he says, now, almost 2 years later, we're continuing to see this trend as 2022 promises to deliver even more small business growth and prosperity. I was like, whoa, I'm loving this.
Right. And this is good, especially if you are a small or micro business.
Right. Right. So the opportunity is there. It's always been there. I've been saying through the pandemic, you can go back and see some of the old stuff on the BizChick the last 2 years. I've said several times, this is the time. Even in the middle of pandemic, I saw so many stories about people starting their businesses in the middle of pandemic 2 years ago, and now they are flourishing 2 years later because
Right.
they wanted to do it. The opportunity arose because they were shut down, they lost their job, layoff, whatever the reason was. There was a block of time where it was like nothing was happening. So, hey, let me start now. So they had to start, which means they took an action, research, something. They did something. So that's what I'm saying. This title, I was like, okay, we got to talk about it because it's National Small Business Week. NASDAQ is saying this. Business is always flourishing because why? Because people need things. People have problems. They either need something or they have a problem that needs solving.
And that is the way the value that you bring is in that problem you solve.
Yes.
And if you can solve that problem, or you can bring uh, the whatever that thing they needed, you're going to get compensated for it. I know we talk about the delivery services that just, there was an uptick to the
Right.
point where Uber Eats went from just delivering eats to start delivering everything.
Right.
They made a tweak. They were like, okay, people need stuff.
Yeah.
And because Instacart had them on that one, because Instacart was delivering everything, groceries and electronics and stuff. And well, people needed it. If you were at home and you had an at-home business and you need paper clips or whatever it was, they could bring it to your door.
This goes back to time, the beginning of time. People needed things. People always need things. You need food, you need water, you need clothes, you need shelter, you need things. It has never stopped. Never stopped. You can go back to, back before money, there was barter. But people needed things. I have something you need. You have
And
something,
something
and
I
we
need.
right. So I never see this as a point. There's never been a time where okay, business is bad. This is the worst time. Even with say buying, getting in the stock market, the best time if you wanted Twitter or any other stock that there was a dip, you buy on the dip.
You
Oh, it
always
sounds.
you always
Mhm.
go in when everybody else is running away.
The dip. That's what they say. Buying the dip. What the dip means is when you look at the stock, the chart for any stock that's being traded, there's an up and a down, an up and a down. The dip means low price. Netflix. People talk about the death of Netflix is dead. Netflix is not dead. Netflix has some problems, but they're not dead. So if you ever wanted to buy Netflix stock, that was the time when they
Right.
came out with their earnings last week, and people were like, "Oh, they're losing." That was the time to
To
buy.
buy.
Why? Because you hold on. When you invest in the stock market, you're holding on for the long run. I mean, the
Yep.
long run. So, do you buy when the stock is high or low?
Low.
Exactly. Exactly. Hey, Karen, good morning.
Good
Karen's here.
morning. Good morning.
Glad to see you. And Karen knows you buy low on the dip. On the dip. So those are those are some of the things like we're talking about business. It was always doom and gloom. I heard in when we shut down, doom and gloom. I'm like, no, this is the best time. Why? Because you don't have to have a brick and mortar anymore to have a business. I remember years ago, I was like, okay, I want to start a business, but I gotta find a property. I gotta get a business license. You gotta find out about zoning. There were so many things you had to do to have a physical location. Now you can still do that now, but now we have the internet. It's ingrained in everybody's lives. They have a phone or they have a computer. There was a time I remember when people didn't have computers in their homes. Do you remember that? I remember.
Yeah, I remember that because it was a little that was the whole thing. Hey, Dr. Tachi,
Good
that was
morning.
the whole thing behind Steve Jobs. He was trying to get a
A
computer in
personal
the home.
computer. Yes. And then wasn't there a quote about a computer in everybody's home or something?
Yeah, there
Trying to
was.
remember.
Yep,
And
a
I
computer.
remember a time when you didn't buy anything on the internet because you were too afraid to put that credit card number in on the
Eh,
website. And there used to be jokes about where would you stick the credit card.
right. That wasn't that long ago.
Nope. Nope.
And then the pandemic happened, and now everybody is whipping out a card and
They
having
don't
it
even think
shipped.
about it. It's not even a second thought. Why? Because people need things. People want to buy things. Remember that. There will always be a good time to start a business. When is the best time to start a business? Right now.
Now, Coach Karen has a comment here. She
Okay.
says, once people start realizing the game we should all be playing is the long game, life's ups and downs are all
There
relatives.
you go. There you go. I can't say any better than that. You buy on the dip. You do things in the low area, the low period. The time was the best time was that 2020 when everything shut down. Oh,
Right.
that was the time. But it's still time now. So we're talking about the state of business for 2022 and let's say beyond is that if you ever had an idea of I want to do a business, I want to start, and you let that negative thought of well, I don't know what to do, I don't know that Google is your friend.
Yes, it is.
Google's everywhere. You can ask the air, you can ask one of the voice assistants, you can look at the G app on your phone. You should have it installed. I have it. Whenever I want to know something, I don't go Safari and I go to G, I go tap that G for Google and I type, you can type it in or ask it, how do I start a business? Boom. It's there.
Anything you want is there.
There's never been a time. This is like the perfect time. And I know there's the negativity about social media and online, but there's always been negative things in life. And if you had a brick and mortar, there was negative things.
Yep.
Did that stop you?
No.
So yes, there are things about the online world that needs to be fixed now because we're heading into Web 3.0 and there's hackers and scammers and people getting millions of dollars stolen from them. What is it? The I'm trying to think of There's some guy that was scamming all the women. Think he scammed some woman out of 500,000. I was like,
How you
no,
give it? Okay.
no, that's human condition. That would have happened in real life. That these people would. I'm sorry to say, you get scammed in real life.
Yes.
It's not online. People have been getting scammed all the time with the gift cards. That was before online. They would call up grandma and say, your son needs blah blah blah, or your grandson send $100 in gift cards, and grandma would go out to the store and buy the gift. So those things are there. What I'm saying is that the state of business is easier. It's getting easier all the time. We got AI tools now.
Yep.
AI is inside of everything. I forgot what I was looking at the other day, and it was like, oh, click this and AI will write the thing for you. I was like, doggone it. Thank you for saving me some time. Now, I'm
There's
not
a
saying
lot.
that you use it 100% from the AI tool, but it's a good starting point to where you go, well, that doesn't sound like a human. Let me, since I got the sentence or the paragraph or whatever it is, let me rewrite it so it sounds like me. And that's
Yes.
changing a couple words and you're done.
Yep.
Wait a minute. I think it was in one of the social media things that I use that has something about AI, but I can't remember where it is. But I'm just saying you're going to see more of that. So we have the tools, the technology. All you need is the idea and the messaging. The messaging is important. Important. It's important. I was trying to say point. Important. The messaging, because that's what connects with the human being, not the AI tools, not the SEO, not whatever tech tool you want to throw up. It's not the tool, it's that one human is connected to the other with a message. And the
Yep.
other person that's receiving the message needs it in the form of, I want to be entertained, TikTok. I have a problem. I have an issue. You have the solution
Mhm.
in making the connection. That's it.
You're
The
solving
rest,
the problem.
yeah, the rest of it is, well, when do I post? There's an app for that.
Mm-hmm.
There's analytics for that. There's a tool for that, but the tool you pick doesn't matter. It's the matter. What you have to do is make sure that your idea is something that matches an audience. They want it, or they need it, or solve the problem, and your messaging is talking to them, and it's music to their ears. Oh, I'm so glad I saw you online because I needed this. I see that a lot.
Yeah.
But on the other hand of this, like I said, you can't just throw anything up. Well, I'm going to start a business because I want to make money online. That's not going to work.
Yeah. It's the value that brings you the money. It's
Yes,
not it's not just because you put together a course or something that has no.
right. I see that a lot in some of the groups I'm in on Facebook. Oh, I made a course and I only had one sale, or this or that happened. And I'm like, well, did you have an audience first? Did you have a message? Were you providing value, or were you just throwing something up because it seems easy and this is easy money and they'll just buy? No, they won't just buy. I have to have a need for what you're giving me.
Right. And a lot of people, they think that the quick money is the way to go, and but then you lose credibility,
Right.
and people see you coming and they
Mhm.
start going the other way.
Mhm.
That's not what you
But
want.
why? But think about why their businesses, and some of them are direct to consumer on Instagram or online or whatever, that people just, they don't even have to run ads or anything. People just buy it. I see it, I click it, I buy it. Cause that meeting of, you have what they want or need, and you said it in the right way, you presented it in the right way, and it connected to it, and it made it easy to buy. That's why it goes so fast. That's why
Yep.
it's like an instant click.
But it was something somebody wanted.
Yes, that's another part of it.
It wasn't. They did their study, they did their work, they did their homework, and they found out these people that are following me wanted these types of clothing or these types of shirts or whatever it was, and they put it together.
Yes. Yes. And Karen, I love her comment. I'm gonna put it up.
Karen said that's why Staples had sold millions of the easy button.
But that marketing campaign was genius. It was just that easy cut because buying office supplies, that wasn't easy before
It,
Staples came along.
it was not. It was really difficult. It was difficult, and
Right.
they made it easy.
Right.
They
And who
lived up to the marketing campaign. That
right.
was the other
A
thing.
big red easy. Who doesn't want a but boom, it's done. Who doesn't want things to go instantly or and you want it to go right? It has to go right. It has to be right, correct, and easy. Boom.
Yeah, because I could remember a local office supply store, and the local office supply stores were, you people didn't
Hmm.
talk to you. You walk in, and you're like, it
When you make it easy for a customer to buy, whether online or offline, and remember the other part, it has to meet their needs. It's something they want. They buy instantly. There's no pulling and there's no okay, we gotta pull the mule to get it. That no, you don't have to do that. They fall right into buying it, right into
and
it.
they had, I just need a ream of paper. I just need some paper for the copier. You could go in and buy the ream of paper for the copier, or you just needed some pens, or you needed, and they set the store up for you to just go get what you need and walk right out. You paid for it and stuff, but they made it easy. And
Right,
then they took all their stuff online.
right. Remember, you couldn't buy things online. Not office supplies.
Mm-mm.
There was some catalog that came to the office and you had to do this and you had to go through and get a purchase order or get approval and then it came in a couple of weeks or whatever. Now it's like, okay, things come to us easily. So this is what it is that okay, the process, technology has made the process of buying easier, but it hasn't changed anything where the customer needs or wants what you have. They still need things. People still need things, even in the pandemic. I remember we were talking about there was a news article I read here about a bakery, very popular bakery downtown, and people would come in and get the bread and da. And so the owner was moaning, "Well, nobody's coming to get my bread." I was like, "Dude, if you had if you had pre-thought about this about everybody that comes in to get your bread and they love it and rave it, you should have got the email address and you should have got a testimony or something, but you should have had a connection with those people because guess what? You could still make the bread, but now you just need the delivery to the bread because the people still want the bread.
But he didn't have the names of the people to deliver to, and where he could have called up and say, "Hey, shall I deliver your normal,
Call,
your
text,
your
app.
you normally get the pumpernickel and the sourdough. Do you want me to bring it by?" He didn't do that because he probably didn't listen to his grandson, who told him, "Grandpa, we need to get everybody's name."
These people coming in here raving about the bread. So I'm thinking he's sitting there, mad and well, my business is down and nobody's coming to get. Dude, we want the bread. I'm not coming to you to get the bread because pandemic. I'm not gonna lose my life over some bread. I love your bread, but I'm not gonna put my health in front of that bread. Now you figure out how to get that bread to me contactless. Oh, it's on. Your bread, you can't even make enough bread because people were stuck in their homes. They needed to eat. They wanted to be entertained. They were bored. And it's like, okay, remember that bread? Oh, the bagel place. Oh, I could use some of those bagels, but I'm not going out to get no bagels. People,
And they, if they made it where people, the contactless and the um, people would continue to do that well
mhm,
after the pandemic, which is what's happening
yeah,
now. They're like, wait, I don't got to go to the store.
I
I
don't
don't
have
have
to
to pack up.
look at the Walmart and Target commercial where the people pull up and they touch, they touch the little thing in the back of the car and they put the groceries in the car and you go about your business. Contactless. Whoever thought that was a thing that would be needed, because before the pandemic, we would go to the things that we needed. And it may not have been a something that you like every Saturday you had to go grocery shopping or whatever. When I was a kid, I remember I had to do that. I was not happy, but it had to be done, because how are we going to eat the rest of the week if we
Correct.
don't go grocery shopping on Saturday? But see, that's the thing. You have to remove those items that it clears up your time, frees up your time to where you can do something you do like. It comes to you, you order it online, and it's an easy button, just like Amazon. It has the fresh and the Whole Foods. I love it. I just go on, and it comes to the door. They put it at the door. I don't have to talk and touch nothing. Contactless. And I remember having this discussion. I looked it up on one of the forums that I was on, and we were talking about Amazon Fresh when I think it was like 2017 or something like that.
Mhm.
And I saw the message that I put, because everybody was like, well, who wants this? Nobody wants this. I said, are you kidding me? I can shop for groceries while I'm at work and get home and they're there. I was like, you people are crazy. So here we are a few years later. They're like, oh yeah, I was on first. I was like, see, I told you. It just needed to be an opportunity for this to come and be, for people to see. Like, okay, this is something we need. We didn't see it just like working from home. Nobody, the businesses and the corporations didn't see it. Now they
Now
see it.
everybody want to stay at home too. We was like, woo.
Oh
And they
yeah, I think, isn't it Google or somebody that did permanently? Is it Google? I can't remember what company
was
it
it
is.
Twitter? I think it's
Twitter
Twitter
or somebody.
said that their people can continue to work from home.
Yes. So see, there has to be the opportunity and the need and the desire, which
Dr. Tachi said, I love contactless delivery.
yeah, who would have thought? It was like, and I remember because I looked it up. And I was like, okay, I remember we talked about this when it came out, Amazon Fresh, and I remember thinking, wow, this is going to change everything. And in the discussion I had with people in the group, they were like, oh, nobody wants this. Why would I do this? Why? Well, the opportunity came along, and now you see why. So contactless. There's always a way to get. You just have to be creative and think about it. People want things. Remember that. People
And
want things.
this is the same thing. This all they did was pick up on the Chinese food, Indian food delivery. Them people had they had a monopoly on the delivery service. They were you
Yep.
wanted your Chinese food, and they just I mean these people came from around the corner, brought I was like loving it. And then everyone else began doing it.
Right.
Now it's the thing.
Right.
And
So see,
the whole perception of the people have changed. But before they were like, I'm not doing that. I'll go buy it myself.
Right.
Okay,
See, people
no.
people need things. As we said earlier, back the beginning of time, people need things. The way they got it changed. The way they get it will change. It will change from now on. But people always need things. So that's why the state of business, I said for 2022, when I showed that NASDAQ article, that is going to soar. So what do they say? The small business economy is set to soar in 2022, and I'll say beyond. So you want to think of an idea for a business. Don't let the pandemic or whatever to come to stop you and say, well, people don't want that. It was even more of a drive. And then one last thing I say before we quit, that Amazon stock soared in those 2 years. Amazon revenues, everything soared from 2020 to now. Now they're having a little bit of dip only because why? We're coming out of it and people are going back to,
they're going
want to go to the store, right? Because we've been inside so long.
And that's why, and so even then you still need to make the adjustment. And I'm sure Amazon is going to make the adjustment, because you're still going to need, some people are still going to buy with delivery, some people are going to buy where you just walk through the store and get checked out without you even pulling a card or stopping at the checkout.
Right.
So,
Because of the way people want to shop. That opportunity wasn't there before. But
correct.
once you give them something that saves time or makes it easy, like Karen, thank you for bringing up the easy button, the Staples easy. You make it easy, they're going to do it. So, oh, I don't have to drive to this store and that store and that store. I could just sit back in my easy chair and my recliner, my sofa, my whatever, and just use my phone and buy, and it comes to the door. I don't even have to get up. It comes to the door.
And I tell them, don't ring the bell, just sit it at the
Right. Some of
door.
them don't even do that. They just put it down. And
Right,
then you get a little thing in your app that says it was delivered.
right. And then you go out to the front and you go pick up your groceries and bring them in. Coach Karen says, I tell people when Shopify started, it had so many problems. I had to shop on there, but they
Mhm.
listened to our complaint, adjusted, and now look where we are. Walmart is doing their shop store through them. Wow.
Yeah. Because it makes it easy to connect instead of me building this or that. If Shopify already built it up, all I have to do is connect with Shopify. And I think Shopify is connected with a lot of corporations that sell stuff. I'm trying to remember. I've read so
Well,
much about Shopify that it's like, okay, I
well,
forget
I
about it.
mean, wouldn't that make it easier?
Yes.
It because if I was Walmart, I don't have to go through all of the
All I
hoopla of
gotta do is connect
fixing the
my right. All I gotta do is connect my system to Shopify system, and there it is.
right. And then Dr. Tachi says the Chinese have been delivering since they arrived in this
They
country.
saw it.
They knew, okay, so we want people to enjoy our cuisine. We just need to take it to them, right?
Exactly.
Dr. Tachi
Exactly.
said, wow, so many
Wow.
companies use Shopify.
Because
And
they built the system. Hmm.
right. They took the time and built this infrastructure so that you, as a small business owner, if you want to sell things, you can sell things on using Shopify.
The easy button, like Karen said, the easy button.
Hmm.
Make a easy button. So I mean, I saw this, and like I said, it's National Business Small Business Week. I saw that article. I was like, we need to talk about it because I don't think a lot of people are talking about, it's easy. And I love that the easy button. I forgot about this the Staples easy button. So things are easy now to do. Easy. Well, I'll say easier, not easy, but easier than before when you had to, okay, I gotta find some property, I gotta build the building, or I gotta find a building with a property, I gotta go through zoning and taxes so now it's like, okay, things are easy because of the internet and online. So the state of the small business economy is growing. There's lots of articles about it. The Nasdaq one just stood out to me because of the title. Um, so with that, you have to say, well, I need some ideas. So we're going to talk about that in a few minutes. So just join me over here, Terry Johnson Online.live, the BizChicks Facebook page, the
Hmm.
BizChicks Facebook group, any of those places, you're going to see a link. You're going to see a link where you can join me. We're going to talk more about it. I got some charts and graphs over at Terry Johnson Online.live. And don't forget,
To join
that's
BizChicks,
not that one. That one,
yeah,
bizchicks.net.
just go to bizchicks.net. Either one of them will take you there, but bizchicks.net, get on over there and join us because
Yeah.
we bring information like this every day and we want to showcase what you do. This community is good because we get to know one another and you have a safe place and we talk about things to help you grow your business and you can connect with other business owners that's going to help take you to the next level.
Yeah. And if you come here every day of the week, the weekdays, you're going to get information that you need to know. So that's why I'm always looking at things. I'm always looking at financial news, this and that, and saying, listen, we need to talk about it on BizChicks because that way you don't have to worry about and go and find and search the information. We update you right here.
Right. And
Right
Coach
here.
Karen says, this is good, TJ.
Thank you. I tried.
So Coach Karen will be on tomorrow, and she's going to help you with some things around money and your mindset. and helping us with that aspect of it, because we still need to know how to make the money. And her show is talking about bringing profits in daily. TJ keeps us up to speed on what you need to do with your micro business and how the digital marketing, everybody's got something that's keeping us abreast.
Yeah.
Your knowledge base and your environment is going to dictate to you how well you're going to do. And so this environment gives you a place to learn and to grow. So
Exactly.
we look forward to seeing you at noon Eastern Standard
Yeah.
Time over at Terry Johnson on Live. You hop on over there, take your lunch, and go learn some more. Lunch and learn with TJ.
Hey, lunch and learn. That's right.
Yep, lunch and learn with TJ coming up at noon Pacific,
Yep.
9
Eastern
a.m.
time.
Pacific Standard Time and 12 p.m.
Eastern
Eastern
time.
Standard Time.
Yep.
Yeah, I think I like that lunch and learn.
There you go. So we'll
All
see you
righty
over
then.
there.
Yes, we shall. So always remember that you too can be successful,
Mm-hmm.
and always go to the front of your own line. And we'll
Exactly.
talk to you tomorrow with Coach Karen.